I want to watch this right here, okay? I want to go here. This place is crazy. Wow. No, this is real life, guys. Yeah, it's real. Can you believe that? That's nuts, right? So I want you to keep this in mind. In the future, there will be an Unreal 6. Keep this in mind. This looks so real. I know. All static objects, though? You're right. You're absolutely right. Isn't this fucking insane? Where are these graphics, dude? This is the future. Yeah. It's terrifying. I know. It's cool, right? It's so badass. Oh my god, man. Oh my fucking god. Vampire Survivors, the Unreal 5. Yeah, there you go. Imagine playing that in like in this like first person mode. That'd be so fucking terrifying. Oh my god. This is proof we're living in a simulation. Yeah. I think we've got a good maybe 3 to 5 years or so until we can expect to see something like this in a video game. Running Unreal 5 using Lumen, no nanite. So yes, this entire thing right here, this is completely fucking fake. This is in 10 years? All right, we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yes, that's right. This is completely fucking fake. Can you believe that? How fucking incredible is this? I can't believe it. That is just amazing. Wow. Deepfakes, by the way. There's a video if you guys want to look at it yourselves, okay? Yeah, I am just so... dude, I'm so fucking excited to see what this is going to be in the future. Like, look at that, man. Holy shit, that's fucking amazing. Wow. Deepfakes are scary as fuck. Yeah, I know. It's just... this is why... what's this here? In 30 years, we'll choose to live in the Matrix? Yeah, I know. Look at Kendrick Lamar's last video. Oh, I know that there's other versions of this, too, that people have seen. It's not in real time. He rendered this on a 2080. Okay. Look at things that got rendered 10 years ago. And now you can render them in real time now. See, you're not... Like... You like... I think that, like... Whenever I'm looking at this, whenever I'm showing people this, I'm not saying this is the future. I'm saying this is the first step of the future. Do you see what I'm saying? So, like, this will continue to become the case. Right? Like, this will continue to happen. And this is, I think, one of the first times that we really see something like this here in Unreal 5 that looks photorealistic. Like, we've seen other things before in Unreal 5, and they look really, really good. But, like, whenever we're talking about something that looks photorealistic as if it was real life, if you showed this picture, if you printed this out and showed this picture to 10 people, and you asked them, is this a real place? They would probably say yes. They would. And I'm not saying that this is the end. I'm saying this is the beginning. And I'm excited. I really am. I think this is going to be fucking crazy, man. It makes me so excited to find out what's going to happen next, man. It really is. I think it's just so fucking cool, man. It is. Link it again, please? Sure. Yeah, there you go. I'm saving up for a fucking... yeah, a 5590, exactly. Camera shake is what's giving it 80% of its realism. Yeah, I think the camera shake does really help out a lot. I agree with that. Especially with, like, the random cuts and stuff like that as well. Yeah, absolutely. Technology is exponential, too? Yeah, I think so. And we'll probably see this continue to happen. I'm super excited for the future, man. I think it's going to be fucking awesome. Camera work makes it perfect. Camera motion gives it away. Well, for me, I think that it makes it look more realistic. It's not that it gives it away, it's that it gives it the impression, it misleads people into thinking that it's a person holding their camera. I think that's why it works. It's not because of the camera work, it's what the implication of the camera work is. Does that make sense? So yeah, I think so. Activision shareholder meeting agenda. Board recommending for re-electing Kotick against employee rep on board of directors and against a report on company efforts to prevent abuse, harassment, discrimination of employees. Wow. I can't believe that. Wow. What a surprise. Whose world is it, boys? Whose world is it? Shareholders in Stockholm Syndrome bad? Shareholders are not on Stockholm Syndrome. They know that, listen, here's the truth. It's Bobby's world. We're just living in it. Yes, there was a situation that happened where Bobby tried to, like, I don't know, I think he tried to kill somebody or, like, whatever. But we don't know why he tried to do that, right? I mean, like, we never heard Bobby's side of the story. We're making plenty of money off of him. Let's just assume that it's a wash, guys. It's okay. You know, like, that's just the way it goes. And yes, people are just not gonna give a fuck, man. They're just simply not gonna care. And I think this is something that, again, people might be upset about. They might be mad. They might think, oh, wow, this is unfair. This person is so bad. And they're still, it's still Bobby, right? What can you do? It's over. This will never be over. You understand? Bobby will not rest until he is in the ground. Like, and even then, there will be fucking, there will be, like, somehow a residual influence of Bobby, right? Like, he will never stop. This is it. Yes, Bobby, yes, there will be Bobby Jr. Even if it's not his son, it's gonna be somebody that's basically just Bobby 2.0, right? And like, that's it. You've just got to get used to it, okay? And that's all there is. Yes, there's a reincarnation. Yes, you can't destroy the Flackery. It's at the very core of the earth. And let's see here. It's being protected by Hillary Clinton. And so, yes, it's not a surprise. They're not going to get rid of Bobby, guys. True, dude. This show is the best thing to happen to the bald community. Okay, all right. Fucking Breaking Bad. Yeah, very fucking funny. She forced me to watch The Big Bang Theory. I saw this. Great seeing so many new players in Lost Ark. Oh, good. Let's watch this again. It's another clip. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Look at that. It's lit. Wow, that's a lot of real players. That's a lot of real players playing the game. Let's see how many real players are playing the game right now. Let's refresh it. 543,000 real players are playing the game right now. Can you believe that? Isn't that incredible? Yeah, isn't that fucking nuts? Wow, guys, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, the game is growing. It's popping off. Actually, there was a video I was gonna watch about Lost Ark popping off, but you know, we'll get into that sooner or later. Not a bad thing. That's the whole stream. Always has been. And that's the intro. So I'm gonna be honest, guys. I know that there are some people, and they look back and they say, wow, Asmon's streams from back in the day were so good whenever he used to play video games. I want you to understand that this never really happened. Like this maybe happened for like the first month of an expansion, and that was about it. Like that's actually about it. Like everything else besides this, it never happened. Like, do you remember? So this is what I used to do in WoW. So I would go up the stairs of the garrison, and then I would turn and I would go in between the stairway down and then the wooden fence, and I would jump there, and I would jump onto the fucking stone pavement of my gladiator sanctum, and then I would go down there and then around behind my stable of all my rare mounts, and like McConnell and I would sit around and just talk about, like, I don't know, like politics, or you know, how much WoW sucks for like 4 hours. Like, I mean, this was there was never any content. Like, this was never even a thing. Like, it just was never. There's base content for years. You attract all those people. People like watching you game. No, I don't think people give a shit about gaming. And I'll be honest. Like, so the fact with the gaming and everything for me is I'm not very good at video games anymore. Like, I'll be totally honest. Like, I'm not very good at video games anymore. And I feel like my my ability is getting worse over the years. And anymore, yeah, I used to be very good. And this is just kind of it's a lot for me to deal with, right? And I get insecure about it. It sucks, right? I mean, imagine having something that you placed a lot of value in for 20 years, right? And it's just slipping away from you. Like, that sucks, right? It just fucking sucks. And you know, that's one of the reasons why. I mean, I just can't. I can't play. I can't do what I need to do anymore, right? And that's it. You beat Sekiro, though. I did beat Sekiro. Sekiro's not really that hard, and also I have a bad personality for dealing with frustration. I'm like Pyromancer. Like, I get really upset really easily, right? That's all there is to it. Anyway, let's watch the other stuff here, okay? They're the new hipsters? Yes, exactly. Alt F4 equals mauled. Okay, here we go. Is that right? Wait, this is the whole thing? I love how you don't even need to see the gameplay to know how exactly things are going. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, you already know how it's happening. You already know what's going on, and I think that's fucking hilarious. What's this? Made an animation of Asmon. Hope you like. This already looks pretty fucking impressive. Oh my god. They won't even show themselves. They're so afraid. They will not even... Oh, it's the guy. Oh, come on, man! That's really good. Holy shit. He says GG. Oh my god, that's whenever the fucking, I was exploring around in the Shadowlands Alpha and the GMs killed me. Yes, I fucking remember that. Oh my god. Won't even show them. Look at the face, like, that's so good, and it's me wearing the Burning Crusade t-shirt and everything. Oh my god. This is incredible, man. Holy fucking shit. Come on, man! Like, that's perfect, too. Like, look at that. Yeah, you really got it there. Asmongold the movie. Yeah, exactly. Looks like Jimmy Neutron graphics. I mean, it's fucking impressive, man. I'll say that for sure. This is really fucking good. And, yeah, Asmongold the movies. Walls too clean. Yeah, well, you know, it's pretty good already. Oh, who's this? Let's see. What's this here? Yeah, this is... I'm really fucking impressed by this. Like, I hardly ever upvote anything, and I will upvote this because this is fucking crazy. Wow. Nice job. Streamer wants you to rate his transmog. Okay, what's this here? Is this like some, like... Who is this? Is this like some, like, dad gamer? Like, classic WoW, like, casual dad gamer or something?
Comp? They couldn't handle me. They couldn't handle me. I won't. If there's one in Europe, I will totally join them.
Yep.
I think, hey, come on, this transmog
Yep.
has a chance. Bruh.
Yep.
Asmongold would make me win without even looking, man.
Okay.
You hit the right mount. My mount is this.
Ah!
And then I will say something to Asmongold like, I am role-playing a corrupted paladin. And he would be like, dude, it's amazing.
Okay, honey, that's nice. Dinner's ready. We have to go. Come on, wrap it up. Tell your internet friends we have to go. Okay. It's like, yeah. Okay. He's going through this again. It's okay, alright? But it's basically all the gear from the Burning Crusade 5-man dungeons. It's the recolored paladin gear from Classic WoW. With the horse right there. Is this... Oh, this is the original Death Knight horse, because it has the blue feet. A corrupted paladin? I don't know. It looks like a corrupted transmog. I don't know, guys. It's okay. Yes, it would be good. If we were doing 10 years ago, this would be a good set, but I'm sorry, but people have just raised the bar for transmogs. Straight up, like, they have raised the bar. The expectations for them are so fucking high now that, like, you have to come in with a really, really good fucking set nowadays in order to be considered. I'll say that for sure. Wife kid, where's Asmon have balding? Yeah, sure. It's always fun to goof around, right? Let's see here. Where's the rest of this? And I watched this guy before I found Asmon. He's funny. You know what the funny thing is? The first frame here, you realize why I said, is he just some dad gamer? I actually thought for a second, with the frame being this small, that it was stay safe. I actually thought it was stay safe for a second. Like, I did. I thought it was stay safe, and I was making a joke. Because, like, stay safe is, you know, he's married now, he's got, like, a kid, and he's a dad gamer, and I was, like, making a joke, and I'm like, wait, this is some other guy. Like, oh, what, this is awkward, right? I made a joke for, like, a friend of mine, and now, you know, it's like, what the fuck? And so, yeah, that's kind of what happens. MK's biggest Hearts of Iron streamer? What's Hearts of Iron? I'm not even sure really what that is, but yes, I think the it's not that bad, okay? It's really not. I think that he wouldn't get roasted, I'll say that for sure. Reasons why Asmon should hire me. Can clean, can multitask, works well with others, works better by myself, super quiet, won't notice when I'm there, takes care of the elderly for a... Ah, fuck. Okay, alright, really fucking funny, guys. Yeah, that's great, guys. Yeah, can clean unlike you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, it's too bad I'm not elderly, or this would be really useful for me, right, guys? Holy shit. Alright, let me see if I can find the rest of these. I'll scroll down, read a few of the comments. I'm sure these will be good. If you've got big goth milkers, your chances are much higher. Yeah. Let's see here. The smiley face is always a red flag. Yes, it would. Goofy request on our Goofy Asmon. Goofy request. Is this a subtle Asmon is elderly joke? I don't think it's subtle at all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not subtle. Let's be fucking honest. Anyway, let's look at this. They should do a collab together. Asmongold when he's streaming, Zach Rar when he's streaming. So, you have to understand that whenever I'm streaming on my second channel, I'm literally like this. This is my natural habitat. Yep, that's it. It's basically the South Park neckbeard. Yeah, it is, except for I'm not fat. That's really the only difference. Yeah, that's what it is. And absolutely love your friend Zachariah. Wait, Zachariah? Yeah, sure. Universal. Yes, this guy understands the real play here. Universal basic income means more midday Asmon viewers. That's true. That's honestly the thing is, a lot of my viewers, I think, a lot of them watch me at work. Like, they either watch me at work or they're in EU or something like that. Like, that's what really usually happens. Like, I don't really have a lot of people that, like, you know, other people get, like, a big bump whenever school ends. I don't get that. Like, my viewers go down then, because that's whenever they have to pick their kids up. Like, I've got a bunch of fucking boomers in my audience, and this is just what I have to deal with. Yeah, I'm just used to it at this point. Let's look at the other posts here. Normal day. What's this normal day? I was not really paying attention here. All right, here we go. Yeah, Asmongold. That's hilarious. How many posts did that? This got 31 up, folks. How can 31 people be this stupid? Really, I mean, how can 31 people be this stupid? Like, I don't understand it. Like, this is insane, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, there are 31 people that are dumb. What's this here?
Getting the Trilogy Media guys all the way over.
Dude, this shit's so cool, man.
Oh, fuck.
This is actually
Is this the midlife crisis clip?
This actually makes me want to go back and make videos again.
Yeah. The videos Asmongold used to make.
What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and throughout my years on YouTube, I've shown you guys how to get a lot of really cool stuff in Warcraft. Pets, mounts, achievements, etc. But the one thing that I haven't shown that a lot of people need to know, especially the ones that have all the pets, mounts, and achievements, by the way, is how to get a girlfriend in World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right. Time to watch it again. So we used to go down, like me and my friend Austin and Jeff, whenever they added in like the thing where you can add people on Real ID, we would say, "Hey girl, let me get your Real ID." And we kept typing this over and over and over. And eventually me and Austin was staying the night over at my house, and we typed it to this girl and she gave it to him. They live together now. I'm not even kidding you. Like, he actually, like, and like, yeah, yeah, they actually live together now. I can't fucking believe that happened. It happened back in Cataclysm. I remember it. I was in the group Pickup Artists. Dude, me and Cody, oh my god, and Dylan too. We would make these copy-paste things and just send them to like fucking 100 girls. Like, just boom, 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 boom. And you get like 5 responses. And that's pretty fucking good. Like, you get 5. Oh my god, that's a lot of them. We would do this constantly, man. Yes, it's a numbers game. Girls? No, it's an actually real girl. Yeah, sure. All right, here we go. Let's look at the other stuff. But yeah, I watched your poaching video from old YouTube recently. Yeah, those were the good fucking days. All right, here we go. Let's watch this. WoW refugees in their first Final Fantasy 14 dungeon. Is that George Washington? Nice. What the fuck?
What is this? I don't understand. Is it modern?
Okay, yeah, sure. It's Amadeus. Oh, I never watched this. We were gonna watch it, and my mom didn't want me to because she thought it was like too adult content. And so yeah, very fucking funny, man. Okay, here we go. New Japanese magazine interview with Yoshi P, where he directly cites Asmongold and Rich Campbell for reigniting interest in Final Fantasy overseas. So let's look at this right here. Excuse me. Japanese magazine, Bunshun. That's not like, is this legit? Like, let me see. I'll see what it says, right? Let's see what it says. We're not gonna look through everything here, but I just want to find out what. Oh, there it is. Holy shit! Wow. Oh my god. Final Fantasy XIV's growth is a result of combating the image that MMORPGs cost money and time. Interacting with others is a pain. I'm familiar with how fun hardcore MMOs can be. On the other hand, I know that thanks to public image, a lot of people avoid the genre. That's true. Moving from Final Fantasy's 1.1 to ARR, we needed to overthrow the image. It's important to make the game playable in a casual way. So I think this is a big factor. And I talked about this yesterday a little bit. I've mentioned it before. Is that I think the reason why like so many MMOs before Final Fantasy crashed and burned is that they weren't trying to be the next big MMO. They were trying to be the last big MMO. They were trying to recapture the excitement that people had with Ultima Online, or the excitement that people had with EverQuest, or the excitement that people had with World of Warcraft. And they were trying to make the game like what it used to be. And so they're taking solutions for problems that were existing in 2004 and then applying them to 2014 and then being surprised whenever they didn't work. Well, a big surprise. It's a different fucking world. You can never step in the same river twice. You can't keep going and making the same fucking game and doing the same things. Oh, let's look back and apply the solution that we had 10 years ago to the problem that exists today. Well, you can't do that because games are different, players are different, culture is different, everything is different, and the only thing that is the same is the fact that things will continue to be different. And I see games do this all the time. And the reason why I think Final Fantasy has really done well, and it's held its own, and it's come into its own, and it's its own thing, is the fact that it does not try to become the last big MMO. It's its own thing. And a lot of the bad things about Final Fantasy, and even A Realm Reborn, were things that were vestiges that they were holding on to from World of Warcraft. Tank stance making you do less damage, healer like mana bullshit. I think that there was like some other stuff as well. I don't remember like all of them because I didn't play that then. It's just stuff I've read about. And it wasn't until later on in the life cycle of the game that they got rid of that stuff. They got rid of it. And they said, this is not what we are. This is what they were. And if we want to be what we want to be in the future, we have to be who we are, not try to emulate something that happened in the past. And I think that's what so many MMOs do wrong nowadays, is they continue trying to be the last big MMO. And you can't do that. You have to think about things. You can't just take a platitude like the world should matter, or, you know, make epics epic or something like that, and then apply it to a new game because it just doesn't, it's meaningless. It doesn't matter. So I think the reason why Final Fantasy is good is exactly because of this. Is it went against the grain and it tried to do its own thing. And there are a lot of other MMOs that try to do its own thing and they don't do well, right? So I'm not saying this is a necessary path to success, but I do think that it does have to be, it does have to happen. But however, there is a lot to be said for whenever you just do the same thing that you've always done and it's good again, right? That's it. I think both of them are good ideas, but if you really want to be innovative, you have to stop looking towards the past and you have to innovate towards the future. That's what I think that really you need to do, and I think that's why Final Fantasy is successful, is because of that. Hey, you talk about the future of America. Essentially, streamers are their own. Wait, what the hell is this? Do you think TV ratings are affected by streamers? I don't give a fuck. Honestly, so what you have to understand is that, like, everything in the country is crazy. People are fucking nuts. They lost their minds about 5 or 6 years ago, and it's only been circling the drain faster and faster since then. So I would say take a step back, stop caring, and just enjoy the show. Stop trying to change things. Stop trying to reverse the course of history. Just stop it. Just take a step back. Play your video games. Jerk off to an anime girl, and play Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft or Overwatch, and just forget about it, man. Yeah, just stop. Just stop doing that. So you're just gonna make yourself upset. You can't do anything about it either. Vote whenever you can, right? Vote whenever you can. But other than that, try to do things that make you happy. Try to do things that make you happy rather than doing things and constantly thinking about stuff that pisses you off. What surprised me when I started playing is really stress-free. A lot of ways Final Fantasy is inspired by MMORPG masterpiece World of Warcraft, allows accessibility, how it sought to lower the barriers to entry, allowed to become incredibly popular around the world. And it's actually so funny that he mentions about how WoW was lowering barriers to entry, because in the WoW alpha, they actually had a lot of those like casual, unfriendly systems. Did you guys know they actually had the opposite of rested experience in Classic WoW in the alpha, where if you played the game for too long, it would take you longer to get experience? And this was like, again, this was old school MMO stuff, right? And WoW never really became, like, they didn't release the game, and the reason why it was so successful was because it didn't have that. It didn't look to the past for solutions for the future. It looked to the future and innovated for what they thought the vision of what the player wanted was. And that's why it was fucking successful. So WoW did the same thing that Final Fantasy did 10 years beforehand. So let's see here. Final Fantasy 1.0 had that. Yeah, and it fucking died. So what do you expect? Game did not become Japanese language support, so WoW didn't become as popular in Japan. For a while, there weren't any MMORPGs for Japanese players. There's an opportunity for Realm Reborn. Yep, Final Fantasy is very popular in countries that have more experience of WoW too. Thankfully, that is indeed the case. Particularly around last year, internationally popular WoW streamers like Asmongold and Rich Campbell started playing Final Fantasy XIV, and it feels like that's where the spark got reignited. The two of them were surprised by the kindness of the community, certainly on overseas bulletin board sites and so on, and there are many positive exchanges of opinions. Even if there are people who compare Final Fantasy and WoW and speak ill of either one, there are many comments telling those people to stop. The thing is, like, I'll say this, like, obviously, you know, I probably was the most popular one that did it, sure, but there were a lot of other people that did it too. It wasn't really just me. I think that I was just, you know, the loudest one, you could say. But there were plenty of other people who also led the charge into playing this game, and it wasn't just me or anything like that. It was people like Preach, you know, Belluer, let's see, Annie played the game. There's plenty of us. Summit played the game. Quinn, yep, Quinn played the game. Pyro played the game. Yeah, Savix. There's a lot of people. Pint, yep, there you've got another one. So, yeah, guys, it wasn't just me, but it is, of course, flattering, of course. Yeah, of course. Soda Poppin' played the game. Yeah, let's see here. When I played the game, there were so many times the performance wasn't so good. We couldn't win against the boss. Other players would kind of encourage me. Well, yeah, I think that's definitely a pretty big difference versus other games, is that they do have a really strong TOS and they don't want people to be hostile towards each other. I think obviously you do have, like, there are people that they take that as a shield. They look at the TOS that Final Fantasy has and they say, well, that means that I can just do whatever I want and I can just play however they want. They don't pay my sub. I'm just going to do they can't tell me I'm bad. I'm going to do what I want. And that's it, right? But the truth is that most people don't do that. Most people don't do that. And also, if you're around somebody like that, people won't play with you again. And I'm assuming that, like, whenever you get into, because this is how it was in WoW, is like in WoW for like pugging, there was a community for that. So you would play with somebody, and then the next week you'd see them apply to your group again. And you'd think to yourself, Whack and Perch, thanks for 5 subs. You think to yourself again, wait a minute, the guild that changed MMO game forever, voice players talking trash on devs message boards. I might watch that. I don't know if I'll have time to do that today, but I will watch that for sure. And so, yeah, this is what happens. And so, like, I remember there would be a guy that was like, oh, he AFK'd on trash every single week on ICC. Well, we're not going to invite him again. Or he did bad damage, or he got himself killed and went AFK. Or he tried to buy gear off of people after they won the roll on it. And, like, he's trying to roll on stuff he doesn't need to try to sell it to other people. Like, and then you just find out who those guys are, and you just don't fucking play with them, man. But as a cultured weeb, are you going to give Black Myth Wukong a release upon a play? Am I going to play Wukong whenever it comes out? That's an obvious question. Like, literally everybody is going to play Wukong whenever it comes out. Like, everybody is going to play this game. Like, it's going to be a massive fucking game. Because it's one of the first games that's being developed completely for Unreal 5. I won't? Well, I will. Like, I absolutely will. I think it's super fucking cool, man. So, yeah, I'm 100% gonna fucking play it. Absolutely. Yeah, of course. China's gonna pay everyone to play it? Hey, then I'll play it twice. That sounds great. Let's see here. Your people don't play online games because they're afraid of causing trouble for people, so the community atmosphere is very important. Yeah, Final Fantasy has a very much a, like, you don't have to play with other people. I think that's really what it comes down to. And Obviously, this is a much longer interview, but as I said before, it's very flattering to get noticed and everything like that. But as with anything, and you know, there's not just one person. It's not just me. It's not just Rich. It's a lot of people that started playing Final Fantasy, and I think in general, content creators. There's always like a symbiotic relationship between content creators liking something and the audience and like just the player base liking something. So for example, there are a lot of times, you guys ever had like a, remember like, for example, didn't Square Enix actually make this game? There was like that one Marvel game that people kept getting sponsored to play. And then after the sponsorship wore off, nobody ever played the game again. Yeah, nobody ever played, yeah, the Avengers game, exactly. Nobody played it again because it was a bad game. They didn't like it. So this is just what happens. And it's just, you can't make people like a game just because streamers play it. But there was a day, and you guys might not remember this day, but it did exist. There was a day that Dr. Disrespect and Tim played Fortnite together because they were sponsored. And it was the first time that I had ever seen the game. And you know what? It took off because of that. And not just because of that, but I think the reason is because it gave it a head start. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, this happened. So I think that you can't really look at content creators to necessarily start a trend, but you can look at content creators to solidify a trend. So just because content creators are doing something, the content creator is just fundamentally one person. Like, I'm really just one guy in my house, and that's it. But it takes an army behind those people to really move something in a direction. And I think that's what happened with Final Fantasy, is a lot of people wanted the same thing, and that's what happened. Yeah, curators, yeah, I think you're a curator, and again, like you're a yeah, I think being a conduit or like solidifying something, not necessarily making it happen in itself. And I think that's what really the difference is in my mind, is that people might look at content creators as like, well, they're going to be able to make people think something. That's not necessarily true. They have the ability to provide that perspective, but there are many cases where people reject that perspective. They don't agree with it, and they just choose to do whatever they want besides that. That's it. But yeah, either way, this is very flattering. At $350,000 Bored Ape NFT was just sold for $115. Wow. That guy got ripped off. $115 is way too much for a JPEG. Like, let's be honest. I mean, come on, man. Who could do this? Like, I can't. It's just, I'm so glad this is happening. I think it's funny. I do. And it's like, oh, you feel bad for people that are, you know, like losing their savings? I'm like, yeah, I do. I think it's funny. I like watching it happen to them. And I also like watching the despair around it too. I'm a terrible person, and I love watching how sad they are whenever it happens. It's hilarious to me. It's just because they're so fucking pompous about it, and now we get to watch it happen, and now we get to watch yeah, because I love seeing people that I think are assholes get completely fucked. And you know what? That's exactly what's happening. Yeah, all the apes are gone. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, if this is really true, I find it hilarious, man. Sounds like you took a W. That's one hell of a loss of value to show up on tax season. Almost like this is another form of fine art sales that the rich partake in. Even if you lose, you win. I'm not really sure if you can do that with NFTs yet, but I'm not sure. I think that you'd have to talk to a CPA. I have no idea, but I have a good feeling maybe you can now. Like, it's hard to say. Anyway, you can? Yeah. All right, let's look at the other stuff. Elden Ring co-op with Twitter Overlord and McCool win. What build are you playing in Elden Ring? Int Dex build. Mostly mage with some weapon skills. Shield in left hand, staff in right with rapier and claws, fast switch. Holy shit. Damn, Elon's actually playing Elden Ring. Oh my god. I wonder, like, how do you have time to do that? Like, does this guy sleep ever? Like, how does he have time to run Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter now, and also play Elden Ring, and also, yeah, click and read? Okay, sure. Let's look. We're gonna click and read it. There we go. All right. Guy allegedly worked crazy amount of hours, sleep at the office amount of time, play Elden Ring multiple times a day. Constitute his work is very flexible whenever you're the boss. Fuck billionaires, but not millionaires. Slight outdated content, considering many billionaires' wealth increased massively over the pandemics. Billionaires aren't just a policy failure, but they're an embodiment of immortality. What? You can't be a billionaire and a good person despite what their PR astroturfing teams on Reddit might tell you with some of the good ones. It's literally impossible to accumulate that much wealth without the mass exploitation of others and their profits being labor generated. Not to mention the exploitation of the earth until it's uninhabitable for human life. So, why does this person think that Elon Musk cares about their opinion of if they're a good person or not? Since when is your approval when did you ever, when did you think that your approval mattered? Like, yes, obviously he does care because it's easy, but you're never gonna fool all of the people all the time. You're just gonna fool a lot of the three heads like, oh wow, he plays video games, he's cool, he's just like me. That's the way it goes. And you know what? That's good enough. Because guess what? Most people are like that. And it doesn't matter how many fucking paragraphs, how many bullet point lists, how many Reddit posts, how much all capital letters in order to emphasize certain words. Does not matter because nobody's reading it and nobody cares. It's gonna keep happening. People conflate power with virtue. And at its apex, it is the same thing. Look at God. So the fact is here, this is not a surprise whatsoever. People think like this, and it will always be the case because it's a core human thinking. It's a core of the human mind, right? Yeah, it's a Reddit moment. I think it is. You believe in God? No. But what I'm saying is that people believe that God is all powerful, and God is also absolute virtue. He's absolute power. And so anything bad that God does is actually done for a greater reason because he sees things on a perspective that people can't realize. So I think that the more powerful some person is, the more people will ascribe virtue to that person by the nature of their power. And you see this all the time. You see this with very powerful political leaders. You see this with dictators. You see this with very rich people. You see this all the time. And I think that nobody really talks about this. Maybe nobody thinks about this. But yes, I think that in the human mind, power and virtue are the same thing at a very, very high apex. Yes, I think so. And they don't see that. Yeah, thank you, Asmon. Yeah, you're wrong. Okay, why you are wrong. All right, well, let's go ahead and we'll go back to the post here. Those with more money than 90% of fellow Americans, millionaires who we consider upper middle class, professional class, live more than comfortably, are on the 11th step. Billionaires 10,000 steps up the staircase. That's incredible, man. I can't believe that. Tesla, Elon Musk a billionaire for 1,000 works feed their families just because work he created. Listen, nobody... Why are you arguing the morality of this? What are you doing? What are you doing with your, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Like, I don't understand. Like, he just can't accept people. These people are just so, it's like they're kicking and screaming, just like trying to fucking deny reality as hard as they possibly fucking can. And this is what happens. Yeah, they enjoy it. I don't think they, I think that they're mad. I just think around, what's this here? Elon Musk didn't create all that. He created his first company, Zip2, merged another company, turned to PayPal. Yeah, well, it's always, listen, it's always a snowball effect. This is always the way it goes. Yes, reality deniers. He lives in a capitalist country and complains about billionaires. There's always going to be billionaires. And you know what? Probably in our lifetime, there might be a trillionaire as well. That could happen. And it's just going to keep happening. Wealth inequality and wealth disparity is going to continue becoming more and more perverse. The Gini index, which is what measures the disparity between income of the rich people and the poor people, is at its highest number that it's ever been in the entire history of the country. It puts the Gilded Age in the fucking shade. It's like, oh, that was back whenever things were pretty good. Nobody knows this anymore because people are too fucking stupid to read a graph. Because they spend all day in high school reading fucking Twitter and looking at bullshit, so they have no idea how fucking the world works. They have no idea how to read graphs. They have no idea how to actually know anything. And so then this happens, and they're surprised about it, and it's some big fucking shock. Here's what's gonna happen. automation is going to completely take over almost all working class jobs and many other professional class jobs. You might even have automated streamers like bots that are able to interact with you. There was actually a psychology experiment in the 60s or 70s where there was a robot who was programmed to effectively give therapy to people by using what they say and then asking the question back to them in a different way. And the people actually enjoyed that robot a lot. You can look this up if you want. So there are many cases of this happening, and this has context that spans 50 years. And also the Industrial Revolution is the first time that it happened, but the Industrial Revolution was made potentially to increase progress, whereas automation's main goal is to reduce workers. So guess what's going to happen is you're going to have a modern day slave class. You thought it was bad, now it's nothing. We're going back to modern day neo-feudalism, and it's happening faster than you can fucking imagine. There are people now who it's their job to bring rich people food. These rich people don't even have the time to go to fucking McDonald's and get their food, and it's your job to take their food to them because they're too fucking lazy to do it. And you know what? It's just gonna keep getting worse. That's right. Yep. I don't mean to expose my power level, but yes, I think all of this is gonna happen within 20 or 30 years. I do. And what's so funny to me about it is that people are so fucking stupid, they don't even realize it. And they're so fixated on the color or the gender of a hobbit in the Lord of the Rings show. That's what they're thinking about. They're not thinking about this because they can't comprehend it. They can't understand this. They're thinking about the gender of a hobbit in a TV show that's built off of something that's not even real. It's crazy. I think it's fucking funny. As I said, guys, yeah, it's that the what's this here? But the Gini Index is a poor indicator. Look at the Netherlands discussion video on YouTube. Sure. Okay. How many other graphs do you want me to use? Do you want me to use a productivity graph and where it's superimposed on like a wages graph and see how wages have stagnated for 30 years? Like how many graphs? Like so, if you can deny one graph, but you cannot deny all of the graphs, okay? Like there are so many graphs about this, it's absolutely insane, and people don't realize it. Yeah, you can argue slavery never went away. It just got redesigned. I think you can argue that slavery absolutely went away. If you think that slavery didn't go away, you don't know what real slavery is, okay? Like, I understand you think that, you know, having to work at, you know, a low-paying job is slavery. But, so, I'm not even gonna say how bad it was, because it was so fucking bad. It was awful. Like, guys, like, you were literally treated like livestock, man. Like, they would just kill you. At least your job can't kill you if you show up to work late. You know, at least they can't do that yet. I mean, that's not going to be for another 15, 20 years. So just you know, try to enjoy it while it lasts, okay? And, you know, yeah, it's not going to happen yet. In prison, you get paid $0.03. Oh, yeah, no, in prison, they do have slavery, sure. Yeah, but those are prisoners. That's different. I'm talking about, like, just an average person, right? Somebody does something to get into prison. I'm talking about an average person just by the nature of their existence, they're a slave. That's completely different. What's your star sign? Why? You gonna tell me my future? Is that it? It's not different. Yeah, sure. And what's this here? I'll read a few things. That's not different at all. Chattel slavery is what you're, that's not different at all. Well, I don't know. I mean, the government can kill people. I mean, shit. It's like, what a surprise. They can use them as slaves, too. I mean, if you don't like it, go vote against it. Yeah, the government kills people. I mean, what's the surprise they use them as slaves? Oh, wow. I can't believe they're using people as slaves. Meanwhile, they're killing them. Oh, my God. I can't believe this. Look, let's go back over. I've got to read a few more of these, and we've got to talk about some other stuff too. And there are slaves in other countries. I know. There's so many countries nowadays that still have slavery. And you want to talk about real pseudo-slavery? You know, this is like a few years ago. There was a, like, you know, one of those like sweatshop, like call center places, and it had a fire, and everybody in there died. You know why they died? is because the people, the supervisors that ran this this building, they locked the people inside the building overnight so they weren't allowed to leave. And so the fire killed all of them inside the building and then got cooked alive. Isn't that crazy? That was horrible. Yeah, it was. See, people think that, like, they think that being mistreated at McDonald's, do you think being mistreated at McDonald's is even in the same universe? You are just so privileged and so fucking delusional. You have no idea who you're talking about. Like, it's just so, like, I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. It makes me so mad to read these things. It does. No right to complain. No right to compare it to slavery. You have every right to complain. But no, it is not like slavery. And it devalues slavery whenever you say that. And you do a disservice to everybody who died getting rid of it and everybody who died because of it whenever you let that happen. So yes, check your privilege. Anyway, yeah, I don't... Why are we talking about this again? I don't even remember. What's this here? What about the combine harvester thing on the job site thing in the field? We lost to automation with the combine harvester? Yeah, sure. I mean, you have less farm hands. You're definitely right. And I think, yeah, automation will take up a lot of people's jobs. This is why I've always been for universal basic income. I think it's necessary, or they're going to probably try to cull people or turn them into slaves. I think that's what's going to happen. Why do I think this is going to happen? Oh, it's because it's happened before. So, big surprise. I don't think that people are that much different than they were in the Middle Ages. I think they're pretty much just the same. And all they need is a little bit of a push to remind everybody that that's exactly the case. We can have witch trials again. It won't take that long. We had McCarthyism in the 50s, and that wasn't that long ago. My dad even remembers that. So let's see here. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this too much, but we are going to watch today the interview with Elon Musk about Twitter. I'm very curious about this. And yes, I am a big fan of Andrew Yang. I like Andrew Yang a lot. Do I agree with everything that he's ever said? No, I don't. But I think he's one of the only people that's talking about solutions for the future rather than solutions for problems that got solved in the past. So yeah, I like him a lot.